Imagine a factory buzzing not with routine, but with raw energy, workers not clocking in and out, but eager, creative, and proud. Bernard Bass walks us into those rooms and boardrooms where leadership doesn't just manage, it transforms. But here's the twist. What if the difference isn't just rewards or punishments, but something rare and electric that ordinary bosses barely tap? We'll unravel what truly makes leadership exceed expectations. For decades, leadership was boxed into transactions. You do this, you get that. But Bass flips the script and shows why that's just the baseline, far from the summit of what leaders can achieve. At IBM in the 1940s, Thomas J. Watson Sr. didn't just hand out bonuses. He created a vision of pride and purpose. Employees weren't just workers. They felt they were architects of the future. Watson's charisma was palpable, turning IBM from a hardware seller into a culture powerhouse. This set the stage for Bass's argument, leadership that transcends the transactional. Think of leadership like lighting a bonfire. Transactional leaders dole out logs, one by one watching the blaze. Transformational leaders fetch the fire-starting spark and ignite a wildfire that spreads beyond control. That spark, charisma, vision, and genuine emotional connection, elements Bass finds measurable, not mystical. When leaders inspire rather than bargain, performance doesn't just improve, it detonates. The giveaway? Teams break out of mediocrity, creating innovations and loyalty that no balanced ledger could predict. Bass reveals that extraordinary performance isn't a fluke. It's a replicable outcome when charisma and transformational traits take center stage. Here's the kicker. Charisma isn't a one-in-a-million trait hidden in mythical leaders. Bass uncovers a spectrum where many of us have sparks waiting to be nurtured. When Chrysler was gasping for air in the 1980s, Lee Iacocca didn't swoop in just with spreadsheets, but with bold public confidence and authenticity. His speeches weren't rehearsed propaganda, but rally cries that stimulated pride and trust. Bass places Iacocca in a broader pattern of leaders whose charisma reshapes entire companies and industries, not by office hierarchy, but by human connection. Bass developed tools like the leadership questionnaire that quantifies charisma with surprising precision. He breaks charisma down into identifiable traits, like communicating high expectations, showing individualized care, and inspiring new visions. It's like measuring music notes to build a symphony rather than guessing if the tune feels right. This challenges the myth that charisma is some magic only special people wield. Surprisingly, Bass shows that transformational leaders exist across all sectors, from schools to armies to governments, people who tap into deep reservoirs of motivation beyond rewards and fines. Charisma isn't a mystical unicorn, it's a common currency when cultivated properly. This means your next manager may be more capable of transformation than you expect. How do you spot a leader who will pull the group past just fine to unbelievable? Bass hands us a compass, his leadership questionnaire. Bass's leadership questionnaire went beyond anecdote, creating a rigorous way to identify leadership styles. By surveying thousands, from CEOs to frontline soldiers, this tool helped map out exactly how transformational traits correlated with business and personal breakthroughs. Suddenly, leadership wasn't just guesswork, it was a science. The questionnaire separates the transactional, think bargain-based rewards and punishments, from the transformational, where leaders elevate values and motivation. It's like comparing a paycheck-driven mechanic to an artist sculpting culture. This clarity lets organizations predict who will just manage and who will truly inspire. What's mind-blowing is how organizations that use this data systematically boost performance. Training and coaching shift to build transformational traits, not just enforce rules. The payoff? Teams that don't just hit quotas but innovate, persist, and love what they do. Bass proves leadership is an engine that can be fine-tuned for peak performance, not a luck-of-the-draw gift. Remember that buzzing factory, the one where energy isn't just managed but ignited. Leadership and performance beyond expectations shows it isn't a mystical dream but a repeatable reality. What if you started spotting your own sparks of charisma, or consciously inspiring through vision rather than transactions? Try this. Next time you lead, pause and ask, am I managing the clock or lighting the fire? The payoff just might blow your mind. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.